In this video of the series of the step-by-step restoration of a Model 337 Singer, I'm going to talk about resources that I use to do the restoration. You can go to singerco.com, and I'll put these websites in the information section below the video. Singer still maintains a database of instruction manuals. So when you go to singerco.com, you can see the support instruction manuals, down here instruction manuals. When you click on that, you can go to this little search page and enter the model number. And they say do not include any letters, so we'll just put 337, choose that and search. And it gives you a results page that may have a few model numbers. This is the one we want, 337. You see here the price is free, and every one I've ever downloaded from this website is free. So we'll click on the free download, and you see it's a PDF that's like a scanned copy of the original instruction manual or owner's manual. This would be the exact thing that was included with the machine when it was purchased. You can download the manual and save it on a computer or tablet or whatever you choose. And of course you're going to want this to see what they say about the machine and how to use it and the resources about it. Usually farther down in there they will tell you how to do the standard maintenance on it. Here's a page to remove and replace the throat plate, the bobbin case, how to oil the machine. These are oiling ports. This machine does have some metal gears, so it's showing a grease tube instead of an oil tube. Of course they recommend their products, but I use Triflow. But it's a nice confirmation of where to oil. Here's the bottom, where to oil, electrical information, and so forth. So to me it's a real good resource, and it's free. You can search spaces all over the internet that have places that you can buy these for $5 or $8, but they're free from Singer. If I go back to the main page here under support, another thing here is the warranty and service center, and if you click on that, you can go way down here. There's a little line that says replacement part charts, and clicking there it gives you a search menu, sewing machines and sergers and presses. Whoops. Sorry. We'll stay with sewing machines, and we'll go to the models 3 to 39,000 and click there. Click go to that page, and they're going to list anything they have in their storage. You see 301, 322, here's the 337 on up to their newer models, and so we'll choose the 337 for this case. It's going to load up a PDF that's a part schematic. They're usually 3 or 4 pages of the parts. And this can be helpful when you're dismantling or you have a broken part. You don't know what it's called. You can look at this. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. You can look at this and get part numbers. Like here's the pressure foot lifter and tension release, the part 179624, and you may be able to search that part number and find somebody selling that part. The bobbin number, bobbin holder number, and so forth. So the Singer.co is really great for free instruction manual and free list of parts. Another website resource that I use is manualsoncd.com. And I've had some email contacts with this fellow. His name is Alex, and he's got the service manuals and instruction manuals of several brands of sewing machines. I come down here to Singer Service Manual. You can see it will bring these up here with their manual number and prices, and looks like he's got about 5 pages. If I go up to his search bar and type the Singer 337, enter, he's going to bring up what he's got there. In this case, he's got listed the service manual for 338. Down in his description, it says models 337 and 338. So you can buy it for $8.99. I use PayPal when I buy it, and after I pay, the confirmation page of from him of buying it on the website immediately post a link where you can go download it. So it's about a 1-minute process, to pay and then download the manual and save it to your machine. I seem to remember too, he sends you a confirmation email and it's got a link, and I think you're allowed to download it for 24 hours or something like that. This is my favorite resource for service manuals. They can be hard to find. There's other places to get it, but I found this very quick, very easily, and the lowest price. And as an example of the service, one of the manuals I downloaded, a few days later I went to use it, and I noticed that a few of the pages, the contrast wasn't quite right. Later in the years, the service manuals started darkening the parts that were being mentioned in the guide and leaving kind of gray the parts around it. And some of the pages had such contrast that I couldn't see anything. It would just be like a screw or a bolt, and I wasn't always sure. So I sent him an email mentioning it, and the same day he replied back that he'd gone to his workshop, rescanned the manual, and he sent me a link to re-download and request that I let him know if I was satisfied. So I went there and downloaded it, and it was perfect. It was a perfect copy, just like all the other manuals I'd bought before. So I downloaded it, and I told him, thanks, that was really great service, and everything is perfect about the new manual. And he responded, I love the machines, I'm happy you're working on one, and thanks for letting me know. I'm going to start scanning through my other manuals to make sure I don't have any other problems. So manualsoncd.com, very happy with that. Oh, let me show you that manual that I downloaded here. Service manual. So here's what it looks like in PDF form. It's 44 pages. And again, this is like a copy of the original service manuals that their repairmen and repair shops would use. There's descriptions of the machine, there's how to lubricate it, there's pages for proper adjustments, and there's pages very helpful for removal and replacement. So this page 6 here is an example as to how to set the presser foot at the correct height. And it's, you know, it's very clear with words and pictures what screws to loosen, where to put the settings, how high the foot should be, what to watch out for. Here's one to set the feed dog sideways. Here's how to set the feed timing, not the stitch timing. How to set the take-up spring, which a lot of people have never done, and I've been able to correct some bad stitching on machines following this process. How to set the tension on it, adjust the needle thread tension. This can be very important, adjusting thread clearance. Again, it gives you words and corresponding pictures and what screw to loosen, and you know where to put your feeler gauge and what kind of a gap you should have. So when I found this resources, I was just thrilled, because before this everything was just kind of a guess. So between the free instruction manual at Singer and the parts diagram and these service manuals, really started to make restoration just a lot more easier. Now, a lot of times I will have to buy replacement parts, or just things like bobbins. I'll need new rubber feet most of the time for the bottom of the machine, and sometimes the bottom of the foot pedal, sometimes a new cord, belts, things like that. So some of the resources I found over time, and these aren't all of them, and I don't have anything to do with any of these companies or you know, any financial ties with them or anything. I'm just trying to share the resources I found. This is a website called Thrifty Farm Girl, and I think I first came across her on eBay with a part I had been trying to find for quite a while, and it showed up, and then I realized she also had her own website. She's got machines sometimes she has for sale that they've refurbished. She's written a couple do-it-yourself books for the older machines, but she's got a section here called sewing machine parts, and she'll list the model number of anything she's got parts for. So this is one of my first stops, because it's surprising to me. Like when I got this 337, I went here, and sure enough she had 337 parts, and she'll list them here. A hand wheel, $15, the whole hook assembly for $15, needle plate, lift lever, needle bars, thread guards, little screws, the spring for the side plate. Well, you get the idea. Like, here's even a full set of the screws for the bed cushions underneath for $2. The little parts that might have got lost over the years, wire clips. Here's a whole light assembly, needle position lever, the throat plate clamp, and I've had complete success with Thrifty Farm Girl. I've ordered several parts for different machines. They always come exactly as she described them. And if she says they're in excellent condition, they are. If she says very good, they are. I don't think she's ever sold anything anything else unless it was some very old machine and a very rare part that was still in decent condition. But like I said, that's one of the first places I take a look. And she's very good to deal with. She ships quick, pay with PayPal, and it's in the mail that day or the next day, and I get it a couple of days after that. Very happy with this resource. Another place that's been around a long time that I found from reading blogs and stuff is So Classic. I think the lady's name is Jenny. But she sells a lot of parts and supplies, like she sells the tri-flow and needles and different feet attachments and parts. And you can go here, sewing machine parts. And I'm trying to think. I think there's a way that maybe up here I can search Singer 337. Let's see what that comes up with here. So there's a motor bearing. There's the motor belts. Bobbin case tension screws. Couple of bucks. Yeah, if you lose that, you can't go to Ace Hardware and buy any of the Singer screws. They're all a little bit different, very proprietary. You just have to watch that your model, like here she's showing a bobbin case, but it's really not for the 337. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. But she's got thousands of parts, and she does a great job. Everything I've bought from her was as described, arrived quickly, never had any problems at all with her. Central Michigan Sewing I also found on eBay, and he lists here parts for different machines. He doesn't have anything right now for a 337 machine, but I think he stays mostly with the most popular machines so that he can keep stuff in stock. Like here's the 401A. Let's see what he's got there. So he's got bottom cover screws and the little cushion for the foot control, the slide plate, needle plates, bobbin tires, check springs. I always replace the check spring when I recondition the machine. He's got the old Class 66 metal bobbins, cords, new electronic style foot controls, feet, cleaning stuff, adjustable zipper. So I find him a good source too. With a fresh battery now, let's go to another resource. This is a parts resource. This is called SingerOnline.com. I don't think they have anything to do with the actual Singer company. I think it's a family-owned business. When I look at their About Us page, it says they have over 11,000 sewing machine parts, more Singer parts than 200 retail stores combined. You can shop here by bobbins, cases, foot pedals, presser feet. You can shop by models. They list several models on their page in numeric order. I don't think they had the 337. Let's see, 337 Singer. Oh, here they do. Yeah, they have timing belt, which the 337 doesn't use a timing belt. Well, I think a different model does, but anyway, bobbins, bobbin case tension screws, bobbin case tension springs, feed dogs, needle plates. So they have a few, and I think that's kind of like the other places. They have more parts of the more popular, and they have parts for newer singers. So to me, this website, it's a big big place and a lot of parts. But I found their prices kind of on the high side. So, but if I'm needing a part and I can't find it anywhere, sometimes they will have it, and to pay a couple bucks more for a part, it's worth it when you need a vintage part. So that's another resource, singeronline.com. Here's a resource that I found years ago that is an information and parts resource called TNT Repair. TANDT Repair.com. The fellow who operates this, his name is Terry, and he lives on Pago Pago in American Samoa. Up in California, he worked for Singer as a repairman 10 years, then opened his own shop for sewing machines and vacuum for 10 years. And for whatever reason, he's living down in American Samoa, but he's got some great parts and free information for Singer. Menu over here on the left, like here's this featherweight page. Usually on each page for class of machine, he'll have some free stuff up here. Owner's manual sometimes. He'll have repair guides that he's written and in PDF form or Word doc form that you can just have for free. Any parts he'll have, vintage or new, he'll list here. The shipping's a little slow. You know, it's not going to be like from somebody in California, but I found a lot of his guides to be very well done, and I've bought some of his repair guides that he did and wrote and sells concerning gear replacements in some of the machines that I thought, oh, I've done a similar machine, I can handle this, and then when I got into it, I was having a tough time. So I ended up paying. It's a download. I think I paid $10, and with that guide in hand, I finished the job in about 40 minutes that I'd been working on most of the day. So I've emailed him too. You know, he'll accept donations, and I've made several donations to him over the years just because he's got the information. I have bought a guide from him and you know, redid a machine, and I was having a real noisy bobbin situation, and I'd gone through everything like 3 times that I could figure out. So I just emailed him, what the heck, and he emailed me back the next day with several things to check, and one of the things he advised me was off, and that did solve about 90% of my noise problem. So I like Terry and his website. He's got the Fashion Mates, Featherweights, the Genie. Let's go like this 600 series. He's got information about it, examples. Here's all of his free stuff. He's got the schematic free. How to repair the top tension, how to make a bob or winder adjustment, which is tricky on these old wind in place bobbin machines, the touch and sew, some more free schematics and so forth. And he's got some repair guides and stuff that he's done personally. And, you know, there's nothing like a guy who's made repairs for 10 or 20 years on a type of machine to tell you what to avoid and the best way to do it. So, you know, $10 and can really save you a lot of hassle. He's got little parts and the most common parts that have worn out on the model. He knows, and so if he tries to keep those in stock. So a really good place for resources and parts too. So you want to keep that on your list, tntrepair.com. And then of course you're going to have eBay. You know, I did a lot of searching in the beginning on eBay, and it's kind of hit or miss. Let's do Singer 337 on here, see if it comes up. Yeah, here's somebody selling a case for, wow, 42. Huh. That case came with this machine. I was going to try and sell it for 20 bucks. Maybe I should up my price. Let's see, here's some foot pedals. I don't recognize that. Cords, belts, LED lights, bobbins. Here's the owner's manual for 7 bucks, but now you know how to get it for free. Here's a seller who's selling some, like a needle plate and stuff. So it can be hit and miss. Sometimes the model of the machine that, let's see. Here is a full edition service manual. Remember the one I showed you before? So here's somebody selling a service manual for 337 and 338. See what they say here. Complete timing, inspection, replacement. They've got it professionally printed. That's nice. That's nice. That's nicely done. But I think I'd rather go to manuals on CD and pay 9 bucks instead of paying $16.85 and $3 shipping. So 20 bucks. So twice the price. But if you wanna, I wanted a printed copy of it. So I use eBay a lot. I look there, especially if I see prices someplace else. I like to compare them. You know, I don't have a lot of money. I'm retired, so I gotta make my money stretch out a little bit. But definitely there is eBay. And since you're already on YouTube, you know that that is a huge source for information about sewing machines and how-to videos and things like that. And it's a lot better than it was years ago, I'll tell you that. And there's a lot of people who have taken the time to put stuff on there and help us all out. So you definitely have a good resource there. So this is going to conclude my lengthy videos for this step-by-step. I kind of did these first as an introduction for the tools, the chemicals, and resources. Now I'll be working on videos about taking the machine or parts of it off, how to clean them, how to adjust them, and so forth. So I hope you keep an eye out for those. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.